2. Hi, everyone. This is Sandy Grigsby. I am Ken Rakowski, and this is our weekly Unity call where we talk about things to make you a better everything, from a human being to a professional to just living life to the fullest. And I'm super excited because today is all around, is it showing up?
Sure.
Is that the right time? You tell me what should be the proper title of today?
Defining yourself.
Ooh, so that's even bigger.
Yeah.
Because you need definition to know how to show up. So this is actually
It's like going to the gym.
It's like going to the gym.
You go to get defined so you can show yourself off.
Yeah. And this is part of the program that you've been working on for a long time, Confidence Jam, which is over at Sandy and Focus. And you've been designing a workshop to really get people to understand what it takes to understand who they are so they can show up properly.
Yes.
This is not an easy thing to do. Everyone thinks it's just about putting on something, walking in the room and go, ta-da!
No.
Explain more.
Well, it's everyone defines themselves differently, right? So when we're asked how to describe ourselves, we can say one thing, but then we find out that people are saying something totally different. And then how do you bring those things together and then live into that? And how do you show up as the best version of yourself if you don't even know who you are in terms of how other people define you? So
a great example. Let me go to David Freeman. David! And we're just going to use David as an example. David is in Los Angeles. He spends a lot of time in India. He's traveled around the world. David, of course, is a highly successful executive. He knows himself. So David, 3 words that would define you. 3 words that describe you. What would they be?
Upbeat storytelling master.
Ooh,
and
see, that's good.
3 words your friends would describe you as.
Son of a bitch, but that's 4 words. So kind of broke the rules there.
No, would they say that?
No, they would probably say fun, creative guy.
Well, okay, guy is, well, let's put a different word there, because that's self-describing. You are a guy. So another adjective.
Fun, multifaceted, creative.
You like those?
I like those.
Okay, hold on to those. Thank you so much. So walking into a room, he's got those words, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those are, he sees himself a certain way.
Okay, you have this hair dangling. It's making me crazy. Sorry.
Ooh, a little OCD
Designer, I see all this stuff. I'm like, I can't do it.
Yeah, but that's what you
Yes.
do. But I love that's what you do. But you see this with people, and you're not trying to do anything negative. You want them to look the best and be the best that they are.
Yeah.
Accept it. I'll take it. Anything else? Look, anything else?
No, you're good now.
Okay. Whew. But those 3 words, actually 6 words he put, they are him, right?
Totally.
Could they be the same? What
Yes.
people say on one side?
If what people are saying on one side and what you're actually saying about yourself overlap, you know yourself very well.
Okay. I don't know myself. I mean, what
I think
I
you
said,
do.
no, but what I said is different than what other people say.
Well, it doesn't mean that you don't know yourself just because you don't say the same thing. But
Okay.
if you are saying the same things, that means you're really connected and in tune with how you're showing up, how you're being represented in the world.
Why is this so important?
Well, first of all, in order to define your personal brand and what you're doing and how you show up, it's really good to be able to define yourself. Because if you know how you're representing yourself and how people see you, you can live into that even better, which allows your brand to shine even more. Meaning, my good example that I love to give is being thoughtful, right? So someone once told me that I was thoughtful. And I was like, I'm thoughtful? I'm not thoughtful at all. And then another time, more people were saying, oh, you're so thoughtful. I'm like, I'm thoughtful? So I was like,
But you didn't see yourself that way
I
at all.
didn't see it. And I couldn't, I'm like, well, I guess, yeah, okay. I'm the girl that writes letters to people. I'm the one that always checks in with people and makes sure that they're on the calls or they're participating in whatever it is. I do it, but I'd never really assigned the word thoughtful to it. I just didn't. So when I was told that I was thoughtful, I went, wow, I really need to define myself as being thoughtful. So I started incorporating it into what I did. So when I started making choices, I would do them from a thoughtful place. When I engaged with others, I would be more thoughtful. I would just add more thoughtfulness to what I was doing because I really liked that people thought I was thoughtful. It's not that I was trying to overdo it. It's just that I was now mindful of my thoughtfulness.
And you embraced it.
Totally embraced it. And now look what I do for a living.
So is there an exercise or a process we could go through to understand what we are, not just what we see ourselves as, but what others see ourselves as too?
Yes, there are some basic steps that you could take. Pretty much you have to start by, well, I want to tell you, don't ask the question, who am I? That's
No.
like the worst question.
Why is
to
that bad?
ask.
Why?
Because usually when we ask ourselves, who am I, we start to get to a space where we start to analyze all the things that we aren't as opposed to what we are. And it makes us very fragile and it starts to attack our confidence. So I don't actually like to say, who am I? I prefer to say, how do I want to show up in the world? Or how do I want to define myself? That's my favorite one.
So you're not saying what you perceive yourself to be, you are saying how you want to be.
Yes,
Okay, there's a
and
difference.
how I'm representing myself. So I'm not sitting here going, okay, who am I? Well, I'm the girl that sometimes watches too many Netflix shows. And like I start creating a list of all the things, and then I start going, I don't like that person. Like that's not what we're doing here.
Oh, got it. So you're projecting the positive.
Yeah, so instead we're going to define who we want to be. How do we want to show up? So who am I? Who am I when I go out and I engage with people, talk to my friends, I do my work? What kind of person am I in terms of defining myself? So how do I define myself?
Go ahead.
Me?
Yeah.
You love doing this, dude. Okay, so I would say I am very creative. I am a quick learner. I would define myself as playful, very playful.
Very.
Super funny, like really, really funny, and thoughtful.
Now, after you've done this whole project, have you changed your words?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, okay.
For sure, for
Because
sure.
I noticed you said a word in there that's very important, which we need to bring up a little later on,
Which
right?
word was that?
Do you want me to say it?
Sure, go for it. That's like, you can't whisper it to me and keep it
Playful. No, there's a reason, and we're going to touch upon that a little later on, why playful is so important, okay? Because, again, we're defining what we want to be, not what we are right now,
Yes.
right?
Well, it can be what we are right now as well. It's not just what we want to be.
Because I have to incorporate playful now. Because I want to be playful.
Exactly. See how this works?
I want to be playful. Okay?
He looks at my playfulness, and I keep pointing at his playfulness, and now he's like,
yeah, I didn't know I was playful. I didn't know that.
Playfulness.
Okay. I am insightful. I am honorable, respectful, and loving. Okay? And playful. And playful. Got to throw that in there. And very playful.
Those are all very correct.
Okay, they are correct, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That there is how I want to be. Now, is that the way I'm perceived? Because there's a difference.
Yeah.
Because if I go and ask you, without you knowing who I am now, would you use those words? I don't know. But what happens if you use a word like, I'm impatient, I'm obtuse? I mean, all these words that probably would be what you are right now, but they're not really the best words.
So the way to handle words that aren't the best is to first ask yourself, is this true? So if someone calls you impatient or slow,
Yep.
you might not want to be
Bossy.
slow, bossy.
Bossy.
You have to actually look at yourself and everything and go, okay, is this true? Because this is their perception of you. So they might be totally skewed. Maybe they had somebody that was always bossy to them, and then one thing you said triggered that, and now to them, you were so bossy because you asked them to do something once, right? So you don't really know. So you have to, first of all, ask more than one person. I always recommend...
Well, let's step back. Is this part of the project?
Yes.
Is this part of the exercise?
Yes.
Should we go through a step real quick?
Sure.
You want to go through step 1 first?
Yeah, let's go through step 1.
Okay, step 1 is...
How do you define yourself?
Okay.
So write down...
3 words?
Let's do 5 words.
Whoa, 5 words?
5 words. Well, okay. Let's do 4 words. Come in happy middle.
Okay.
4 words to define or to describe yourself.
Is that the way we want to be perceived today, or what we perceive ourselves or hope to be in the future?
How you are now.
Okay. So define yourself, and they could be the words like I used earlier, impatient. It could be something.
Could be bossy.
It could be bossy. Regardless if it's positive or negative, what are those 4 words that describe you, not define?
Yes.
Describe you. Okay, so think about those, and of course, we're going to pop you up and say hello to you. Who do you want to pick first?
Let's go to...
I like Stephen Harm's camera to be on, please, and John. Camera's on.
See the camera view. There are no cameras on today. Come on, people.
Uh-huh.
Let's do this. Let's go to Amlea because she has her camera on.
I'm about to get into the car. That's why my camera's up.
Okay. What are those 4
Oh.
words that define or describe you?
I like that playful thing. That's a good idea. I want to be known as that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
but-
win that award.
You do win that award. Yeah, but again, what are those 4 words that describe you or define you? Describe you. Wait, I'm messing up.
Define.
Define you
I'm
now.
sorry, describe. Now you're messing me up.
See,
You keep throwing all these jumbled words together.
Describe you now.
How would you describe yourself now?
Oh, I'm happy. Does that count?
So,
Yeah.
These are your words.
I would say jovial. That's the word I would use.
Okay, happy, jovial.
Jovial. Gosh, I don't know.
You're
On the
playful,
fly.
jovial. 2 more.
Huh?
Playful, jovial. 2 more.
I'm definitely compassionate and loving, but that's
There you
two
go.
That's
different.
it.
Why is he-
Compassionate and loving.
Why is he starting to look like the tiger from Beauty and the Beast? Why is he doing that?
First of all, Beauty and the Beast never had a tiger.
Or lion. Sorry.
Jeez, get
A
your
lion.
Beast
Look at
on,
that.
right?
Look at that lion. You got a whole thing going on there, but that's different. Thank you very much, Stephen. Are
That's
you good?
because he's the main man.
You are quite welcome. Great to see you guys again.
Oh, the main man. Thank you, Stephen. Okay, let me mute him. Who else?
All right, let's go to Amlea.
Okay, I'm here.
There
can
you
hear me
are.
okay?
Hey!
Hey. I was still thinking of my words, but I would say I like playful a lot. I thought that this actually applied to me. Playful, supportive, creative, and detailed oriented.
Nice, I like those.
Okay, detail oriented. All right. Keep those words. Remember them.
Okay.
And I want to go to Zweli.
Really?
Put those giant headphones on. Man, those are like the biggest headphones in the world. You can't hear anything other than what you're listening to. There's no world outside those headphones.
Yeah, well, they for a reason because I share my office with my son, who's right there. So that's why I need the headphones.
What are your 4 words?
My 4 words are adventurous, fun, organized, and creative.
Those are great.
And my 5th one, I did 5 words. The last one is open-minded.
Ooh, I like that. Those are really great words.
All good words. Good job. Everyone else, keep them there. Can you put them inside the chat, what your words are? So go inside the chat and put your words, those 4 words of what you are inside the chat. We want to see those pop up. Those 4 words, let's see those. Okay, so now that we've done those, well, my 4 words are, I think I said playful. Yeah, I threw that in there, right? Insightful, honorable, and loving.
I like those words.
And yours?
Oh, my words.
Playful?
Okay, 4. Playful, creative, funny. And let's see, what did I say my last word was? I'm listening to all of you and storing all of your words. Now I'm forgetting what my words were. Playful, creative, funny, and I'm going to go with thoughtful. That's right.
There you go. Okay, so you got your 4 words. You have your 4 words. Put them inside the chat. My words are playful, creative, supportive, and detail-oriented. Yes.
Yes.
So we just want to see what your words are. Those are
Sammy,
important.
bubbly, confident, storyteller, supportive. Those are great
Totally.
words.
Yes.
Ken,
Okay.
what do you mean? Ken, what do you mean by insightful? Because that can mean many different things.
That's true.
Fair enough. Let's go with when I feel people's emotions. That would be more what? Not sensitive.
Intuitive.
Intuitive. There you go. Thank you. Intuitive. Thank you very much, Mr. Freeman. All right. Next, our next part of this exercise is.
All right, so now we know how we would describe ourselves. So now we have to think about how someone else would describe us.
Oh, wow. Okay, so we have to now take ourselves out of ourselves
Mm-hmm.
and pretend we're asking a friend, or
Yes.
should it be a friend? It can't be someone in the family, right?
It can be a friend, a family member, or someone you work with. It cannot be a stranger. So it has to be someone you know and you know relatively well because they have to know you. So asking a stranger is like the dumbest thing ever because it goes back to that they have one thing that triggers them and
That's
then they
it.
see it and then they get a judgment and then they tell you something that's just a bunch of baloney.
So-
Think of the trolls on the internet, right? So Has to be someone that you know very well.
So as well, he can actually ask his son, who's right behind him.
No, that's not that's not what I asked you to do. It's how you think.
Oh, got it.
People
So we have to
describe
project.
you,
We have to
not
project.
asking people to describe.
Okay.
You.
Okay. So project and find out if you can somehow put yourself, channel them right now. And what would they say the 4 words are that you are? Channel.
Maybe you've heard them in the past. Maybe it's a way that they
Is it
behave around
channeling?
you. I'm channeling. So now think. See, I'm very funny. Now think about what are those words that you've heard or you think your friends, family, or people you work with would describe you.
All right. So you've channeled them. And now we're going to go to you again. And let me go over to Mark. Mark, you have channeled your friends. And what
Yep,
4
I
words
have.
have they said?
I'm still thinking of the last one, but I would say, and this is going from what I've been told, what the words that would come up would be honest, kind, playful. Sorry, definitely playful. I joke a lot, and yeah, I'm battling to think of another one.
Come on, channel.
Honest, kind, playful. What's the 4th one?
Yeah.
Maybe they behave a certain way around you. Let's not forget, people will behave around us because that's the way they think about us. So if someone's always asking us for advice, right, then there's a word there. If someone's always trying to hang out with you because you're cool, right? So what is
Well, you put it like that, Sandy. I know when people swear around me, they apologize for swearing. So I don't know if that means anything.
That means a lot.
Be respectful, right?
Why do you think they apologize for swearing?
I try not to swear in front of people. I try not to swear at all. I tend to swear a lot when I'm by myself, but around, I don't know. I don't think it's nice to swear in people's public.
Why would they see you that way? What would that be? What would that word be then if they don't swear in front of you? Or
I don't know. I wouldn't know what you would call it actually.
Is it respectful?
Proper?
Yeah, maybe that's.
Wholesome?
I think that's a very good word.
There you go.
Because respect is big. I believe respect is big. Respect is earned. Respect is given. So.
Good job. You got
Look, you just discovered something about yourself. Drop the mic. This next sounds looking.
Okay, hold on to those, Mark. Okay.
Thank you.
I'm going to go down to Sharon.
Share Bear.
Sharon, let's see where Sharon is. Let's turn on that camera.
Sharon told me her
driving.
Oh, Sharon's favorite thing is to be put on the spot on camera. That's what she told me the other day.
I know.
Oh!
All right, turn on your camera.
I'm driving. I'm
It's
sorry,
okay.
guys.
We don't mind seeing you. There you are.
Hi, Sharon.
You're driving in the house.
Yes, I am. I'm driving in
Proud
the
to be
house.
driving.
Come on, what are the 4 words others would describe you as?
Others, inspirational, positive, and a great connector. I connect and listen really well to people. And most importantly, caring. Big heart, they say. Got a big heart.
So you, Sharon.
Yeah.
Just so we know, what were your 4 words that you used to describe yourself?
Oh, that was a tough one. Intuitive, caring, and what other one was it? It was intuitive, caring, cheerleader, and funmeister.
Funmeister. And a liar because you're not in the car. A liar.
I got out of the car.
Ready for the car.
Wait, she just got out of the car with your hair like that? I don't think so.
Leave Sharon alone. Leave Sharon
See you
alone.
soon, Sharon.
Brat.
Sharon's one of our close friends. We like to tease her. She's awesome. She really is. Okay, so we've gone through this. Can everyone else put those words as if you're being channeled or you're channeling your friends? What would they say? For me, they would say intelligent, leader. They would say curious and adventurous. How about you?
That's pretty spot on. My friends would say I am, well, they've said I'm thoughtful. Thank you, friends. Compassionate,
Yes,
creative,
at the highest level.
and
beautiful.
Yeah, I get that. My friends do say that. But they don't mean physically. They
No.
mean on the inside. So I'm going to go with beautiful as well. That's a good one.
Really?
Yeah.
You are both.
I've had many of my friends and family members said
You
I'm
got-
very beautiful on the inside.
You got both going on. All right. So we just did that as our project. So how we describe ourselves, how others would describe ourselves, or us, or you. Now you're getting kind of this interesting kind of dynamic, right? How you see yourself and or you want to see yourself. No, this is how you see yourself and how your friends see you. Is there a difference? Could there be?
There could be. So what I like to do is I like to stack my cake. I call it putting your cake together. So
What?
the way you do it is you have two pieces of cake. One cake is a cake of the words of how your friends describe you, and one cake is a piece of cake of your words. So whichever words are the better words, so they're more impressive, they are kinder, they're more grateful, generous, they mean more amazing things, so not the negative words,
Mhm.
that's the bigger piece of cake. And whichever words are the smaller words, those are the words that aren't so flattering, that aren't so great, like I'm bossy, all these things. That's a smaller piece of cake. So you have to look at your pieces of cake and which one came from you and which one came from your friend. And from that, if they're both really big pieces of cake, because they're
Right.
both really great words,
Uh-oh, what can you do?
you can smash your cake together and have a big old cake party because you get to define yourself as all of those amazing words. Now, if you have a really, really tiny piece of cake and a really big piece of cake, and the big piece of cake are what your friends say, and your cake is really tiny, feed that cake to the birds and just indulge in their amazing cakes and allow yourself to own their words, because you can be pretty much whatever you want to be. Now, what if you have both really bad words? So bad words from them, bad words from you, really tiny pieces of cake.
Yeah.
What you can do is you can smash those cakes together. So now you have a tiny little lumpy cake, right? And then
What
you
voice
can
was that?
build.
Was that
my,
Cartman?
that's my Cartman verse. And then you can build from that cake, or you can squash that cake, throw it out, and bake a brand new cake.
There's a lot of cake going on
There's a
here.
lot of cake going on. Yeah.
Cake by the ocean. Cake by the ocean. Okay, sorry.
I love cake.
So the idea is this. You want to own those words.
Yes.
Either they're from you or from others, but the most positive of those words are those words that you want to embrace.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Now, can you embrace a word that's not so positive, like bossy? Yes, you can.
Really?
It just depends on how you use it and to become more mindful around it. So a good example was I was told I was bossy one year at my friend's wedding. And she came up to me when no one was around and she said, hey, people are kind of scattered. It was a destination wedding. It was on the island of Hawaii. And she said, can you please help organize and corral people so that they can show up to my wedding on time and we can get through this thing? And it was a week-long wedding. So people were like in party mode and not paying attention.
Oh my gosh, the hardest to
And,
herd.
Yeah, it was crazy. And
Were they all women too?
No, it was
Okay.
a mix. It was a wedding
Okay.
party. So it was the girls, the guys, everybody.
But it's like herding cats.
It was definitely like herding cats. So I was like, of course, she asked me to do it. Of course I'm going to do it. So I was excited, but I didn't want to be rude about it. So I went up to people and I was like, hey guys, we have to be here at this time. Can you make sure, please do this? And okay, I'll see you there. And then when they weren't ready, I was like, come on guys, we got to get going. I was trying to keep up the excitement. I was saying thank you to everybody. I was being super nice, or so I thought. And the wedding went smoothly. Everything was great. And at the reception party, I overheard some people going, God, that Sandy girl, she is so bossy.
Really?
Like bossy. And even the guys
And,
were, yeah, she's
and that was the
running around
guy saying
bossy.
it like that.
It was the guys were like bossy. Yeah. And I'm going, what? And it really bothered me.
Of course it would.
You know, at that time I hadn't done all my self-growth stuff, so I let that really just sort of hold me down. And I felt horrible the rest of the wedding. So the next day, and keep in mind, this is a destination wedding. So we are on the island of, we're on the big island of Hawaii. And everyone was hanging out by the pool, or take that back. They had a little, we were in a very exclusive place. So they had like a little area where there's water and like a little lake. And then there was a part that, you know, the ocean was blocked off by reefs. And so you could swim. It was really beautiful. So everyone's hanging out there. And it got back to the bride that I was bossy. And she just went off
On
on
them.
people. On them.
On them. Okay, got it.
She was like, how dare you guys? You're so judgmental. Who do you think you are? I asked Sandy to do that. You guys were all over the place. And she just went off on them. She's the nicest person. She's helpful and she's always there
Playful.
for me. Yeah, no, she didn't say
Funny.
playful. But I mean, you guys should be ashamed of yourself. So she totally went off on them. And then she came back to me, and I didn't hear her go off on them. It was like I heard it afterwards. She came back to me and she told me what she told them. And she said, you know, thank you for everything that you've done, because if it weren't for you, my wedding just wouldn't have gone so smoothly. And I'm really grateful that you're here. And she was so kind to me. And that's when I realized that the words that other people were saying, keep in mind, these weren't even people I really knew very well. They were mostly her friends and her family from like different parts of the world. It didn't even matter what they thought. Because
it did bother you.
It did.
It
But
bothered you.
after she explained it to me, I realized it didn't matter what they thought. What mattered was what I thought, right?
That makes sense.
So what did I think? Did I think I was really bossy?
Did you?
No, I thought I was being very assertive. So I chose to switch the word from bossy to assertive. I'm really good at wrangling people for a wedding. If you're getting married, you need a wrangler, I'm your girl. But what I had to do was I had to flip that in my mind. So luckily at that time, there was this song that had come out by Kelly that goes, I'm bossy, I'm the, y'all love to hate, right? You guys probably remember that song. It was like from, I don't know, 2008, somewhere 2000
Never
something.
heard of it.
Anyway, 2010, I don't remember. But it was like, because I'm the boss, right? And so I ended up for the rest of that vacation playing that song. Anytime I would walk up, I'd have it and be like, I'm bossy. And the other people would laugh. They thought it was the funniest thing. And then in their minds, I was no longer bossy. I was this really clever girl who was playful and funny and awesome. And they all loved me after that. So it's how are you going to look at the negative words and turn them around?
They don't have to remember that story. They're not going to be
Because I'm a boss.
You're not going to have to remember that.
Boss.
It's a long story. It was visual. I got it. The reef thing sounded good by the beach.
Yeah, that was really beautiful.
It was great. But you learned to embrace that word that was perceived as negative
and
initially,
turn it into something else.
something positive.
Mm-hmm.
So if someone has a negative word within their list, do the bossy song.
Be bossy. And you know, now that I look at it, I'm kind of bossy when it comes to my work. So I stay in my lane at work and I boss my clients around to do what I need
You're
them to do.
a good manager.
In a bossy way. I'm like, nope, you're not going to do that. But it works for me and they respect that and they know that about me because I deliver excellent results.
Okay. So
you can take a word, even if it's a negative word, and make it work for you. You just have to change the meaning around
Can we redefine these words later on?
Yeah,
So it's a year from now. I want to
You can
add.
do whatever you want to
What do we have now?
This is your life. If you decide you don't want to be thoughtful or you don't want to be compassionate anymore, you want to take that to the next level, you can do whatever you want.
What else we got next?
All right.
So we figured those words out.
So you figured out your words. Actually, I want to talk about something that I keep seeing recurring. I see a lot of the words playful in here.
Well,
now, I don't know if it's because we said it,
Yeah,
but
of course.
everyone's kind of talking about playful, but let's talk about play.
Well, okay, now I didn't realize how important play is. And earlier I was talking to Elton. Elton and I were talking. Elton's going, oh, I've had such a busy day. I was at work and I'm thinking in my mind.
What kind of accent was that?
It's not
Are
Elton's.
you trying to
It's
be
not
safe and
no,
freaky?
no, I'm
I
not.
can't do it.
I'm
Why
not
are you
gonna
doing
I'm
it?
sorry,
I mean,
Elton.
my
I
accents
didn't
are
mean
like
to.
way better than
No,
yours.
you can do it. I can't.
Oh.
Sorry. That's not my words.
You know what?
It is not.
Let him own that. Why don't you own
Elton
your
said
accent?
he was at work and he was busy. And in my mind, I love work. So work is purpose for me and playfulness. So if I'm not working, I don't feel like I have a purpose. And I feel drained and empty. And I'm wondering, can playfulness and work go together?
That's a good question. It can if you're having fun at your job, but you still need to break free and have a release, which is just for the pure pleasure of being in play. So what is play?
All right, what is play?
Play is when you do something that allows you to be free, express yourself, laugh, have joy. That could be your work. It could be.
Could exercise be play?
Exercise could be play if you're having fun at it, not if you're begrudgingly running and you're like,
Remember how-
you're going to go 30 miles.
Remember when the gym was open and we would go every day?
Yes.
Was that play for you?
No, that was not play.
Okay. It
That
was
was
for
play
me.
for you because you love going to the gym. I was like, oh,
Okay, so
Trying to
it
go
was
have some
relaxing, fun for me. For you, it was toiling and dreading. You were
Yeah.
dreading it.
for each person, play is different.
Mm.
I can tell you what play is for you, Mr. Wachowski.
What is play for me, Ms. Grigsby?
Tickling. He is a tickle monster. It like brings back horrible memories from my childhood when my dad used to pin me down and tickle me for hours on end. This one loves to tickle.
Because
He
you're
will
fun to tickle, but
and he laughs the whole time. He
I
comes
tickle
in
the
like,
guys too.
he tickles the bird. It doesn't matter.
I tickle
He's like,
everyone. If Steven was here right now, I'd tickle Steven. I just would. Sorry, Steven.
You would not tickle me.
I will tickle you. I have tickled you, actually.
But I have a comment about your question about play.
yes.
Yeah, please. I thought you were in the
Well-
car. I thought you were in Sharon or driving somewhere.
I'm on my way.
Good feeling.
Play is not a thing.
What?
Play is an attitude and a state of mind. It's the attitude at which you approach something.
That's
If
so
you
true.
thought what you're about to do is playful, then it is.
That's correct. Yes, it's a state of being.
Okay, Lion.
Yes. So we need to have, but here's the thing about play. It's something that you have to do that's purposeless. It's just, you're doing it to have fun. Like, you're not playing to complete this task. You're playing just for the enjoyment of playing. So it's like how you tickle out of nowhere.
It's not planned. It's designed. By the way, Steven, can I just tell you something? I love
Yes.
you. I love you.
Love you too, Ken.
I do. I do. I love Steven. I do. I love Steven.
I love you too,
He has
Steven.
supported me for such a long time. He's such a good person, and I love him. I love you, Steven, and I really do.
No, I appreciate that. Thank you for
and I
write
don't
that
put
guy.
dude or man or bro or yo at the end of that. It's I love you. It's not brother. I don't say that. I love you. So I just want to feel comfortable.
Yeah, 'cause
And that's
it would
not
be weird
play.
if you said I love you.
Yo. No, but that's part of that connection point too. Is it playful? Saying that? No, I want to create admiration and respect amongst ourselves. But let's get back to play.
Yes.
How do you play?
Get back.
How do I play? I play. There are things I play that I can't say on camera. It's inappropriate. But the point is,
what? What do you mean?
you know how I tease you when you're on phone calls?
No, I have no idea. Why don't you tell everyone?
No.
Does it require not as many clothes you have on now?
Sometimes.
Yeah, that's playful.
Oh,
But
yeah.
this is not, you can't do that if you're not around me. If you're not
I
around
can
me.
still play. Yes, I can, because I can pick up the phone and do it too. Point is, what is it that brings you joy and makes you laugh? So actually, a really great play that Ken's dad does.
Oh, wow.
This is brilliant. And this is ongoing play that his brain has to think of his whole entire life.
So my father and his brother, which are about 3 years apart, they're in their late 70s now. They have played a game since they were teenagers called Janus, which is a Latin word for I know. And this is how they play. Anytime one of them hands something to the other, they have to say, I know we're in the game, and they say Janus. So the game is just this. I know we're playing a game of if we hand something to one another, we're playing the game, and we identify that we're playing the game. I know it sounds crazy. So if this is if this was my father's brother and he hands him the book, he
This
goes like,
book's really good. You should check it out.
Janus, meaning, or they say, I know. And that's it. And they've played this game for 60 years. And I called my dad the other day. I go, Dad, between you and your brother on Janus, who has won? He goes, well, I've won. I've caught him many times not saying I know. And he would say, but he would never say that. But that game to them is constant play.
Mm-hmm.
Even in really challenging situations, like my sister was choking, and they're trying to help her. And she was a baby, and he handed the baby to my uncle. My uncle said, I know, like you're handing the baby who's choking, who's dying right now. And we brought her back. But they're always in this. Now,
Yeah.
Why is this play so important?
Play is so important because it actually helps your body physically, mentally. It releases endorphins. It allows you to reduce stress, and it helps stimulate and make your cerebral cortex healthier and happier.
Wait, is Richard Burke on a hike that, you know what? He is on a
He is
hike.
on a hike.
He's on a hike that's not 500 degrees.
I
know you want to. I know, Richard, you're on a hike that other people could go on because they wouldn't be burning up.
They'd have to get up earlier.
Yeah, look at that. Where are you, Richard?
I'm behind my house. I do this hike 5 days a week.
Oh, is that how you try to get calories on me?
It's 3.5 miles and it's 1,000 feet, and I hike it up and then I run all the way back down.
What's
I
the
love-
calories
now-
on that?
600.
Oh,
Now, Richard, tell us.
And then I go home and do resistance training for another 20 minutes.
Richard,
So
you
that'll
work
put me
out.
at 800.
You work out so much. Tell us, what do you do for play?
Might be inappropriate.
Well, I know something you do that Ken absolutely loves when you guys are whitewater rafting.
Yes. I bring a super soaker to a
I
whitewater
have no
rafting
respect
match.
for him. I have no respect for him. He's such a jerk on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to bring a gun to a gunfight, Ken.
So you are very playful. I get it. He is. He's a very playful individual.
Yeah, and it shows.
Yeah. People don't know this. Richard's 97 years old. Look how happy he is.
Richard rides a wheelie. What do you call it? A circular?
It's a knee wheel. It's a electric single wheel. Yeah. It's like a unicycle without a seat.
So pretty much a man over the age of 45
Mm-hmm.
rides a unicycle without a seat. That's play for sure.
That is playful.
Yeah.
Okay. Good job. All right. Where are we going with this? Why is play so important?
So play is really important because it helps you be more happy. It helps your cerebral cortex get stronger and better and healthier. And overall, it just makes you a more dynamic, happy person.
How does that
So-
define somebody a certain
Well,
way?
because a lot of people have been saying that play is part of their words that they use to describe themselves. And if you aren't using the word play, why is that? And maybe it's time for you to start incorporating more play into your life. So if you don't see the word play, then let's go back and find places that we can play. So actually, I'd like to know where people can play. So think of a bunch of options that you can do to incorporate more play into your life. You don't have to do it for a long time. It could be for a few minutes every day, but it has to be daily play.
And this is really important right now, especially as people are locked in.
For sure.
Our friends that are in South Africa, it's cold. It's winter down there.
Play is really important when it's
Yeah,
cold
because
in
it's-
winter.
Because it gets you in a place of having the positive endorphins pop up. You don't get depressed. You're always keeping yourself in check. So play is there to regulate your attitude. Without play, it's easier to fall into depression.
It's true. So let's talk about the types of play. There is imaginative play. So that is improv. It's things that you are doing, storytelling, fantasizing. So coming up with creative stories and imagining things like in a far, far world away with aliens and whatever. Imagining, fantasizing, any of that, that's imaginative play. Then they have physical play. So physical play would be anything you do to move your body. So if you love to do yoga, if you like to go on roller coasters, if you like to dance,
How about hiking?
hiking, that's
What
physical
Richard's
play.
doing, yeah.
Richard is physically playing right now as long as he enjoys it.
Mhm.
So it's anything that you do to move. Snorkeling would be one too. You want to kind of get your body off of like being normal and stuck in one place.
Okay.
So it needs to like jumping on the trampoline.
Ooh, I like
I
that.
love that. We have a trampoline. I love jumping on it. There's dexterity play. That's play with your hands. So anything that requires physical engagement. Tug of war is a great dexterity play.
What's the difference between physical and dexterity then?
So dexterity is using your hands. So physical play like yoga, you might not necessarily be using your hands. Snorkeling, yeah, you're kind of like swimming around. Dexterity is you're physically grabbing something and intertwining. So wrestling would be dexterity play. Tug of war, tag, because you gotta
Scavenger hunts?
scavenger hunts. Yes, that would be because you gotta think, use your brain, use your hands, open things, figure it out. So all of that would be dexterity play. Then you have object play. So that's playing with things like Legos, toys, doing anything like molding clay, creating art, things that where you're taking an object and you're doing something with that object.
This is
Playing with Barbie dolls,
Is this problem solving type play?
any kind of problem solving. Yeah, exactly.
So could this be building something?
You could be building something.
Right?
Yes.
A doghouse, a birdhouse, or something like that. That's kind of that play.
You could be baking something, right?
Ooh.
So something that's problem solving, you're using your brain with an object and you're engaging with that object. So next would be strategy play. I love strategy play. It would be like puzzles, quizzes. What is that thing that you do? Sudoku, right? Sudoku, I don't even know how to say it.
Go.
Sudoku, Go, anything that's something that you have to strategize, but it's not just the difference between strategy play and object play. Strategy play is you actually have to have a set of rules or rituals around it.
So again,
So
you
like a
have,
board game.
what's the first one? Imaginary?
Imaginative play.
Imaginative play, physical play, dexterity play, object play,
Object play.
strategy, and last one is?
Interactive play.
What's that?
That one. That's what I like to do.
What are you talking about?
It's, it's playing with others who are also playful.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
So that means hanging out with someone else, doing some sort of game. I mean, it could even be virtual as long as they're playful. Whatever you're doing together, playfulness. It could be like swing dancing, right? So swing dancing requires two people. You're intertwined, you're having fun, you're playful. What's that game that you put one hand here? Twister. Twister would be great interactive play. That kind of stuff.
Not on Zoom.
Not on Zoom. The way that we tease each other and tickle each other, that's interactive.
Wait,
play.
you tickle me?
I do tickle you sometimes.
It doesn't work.
It's not in
It
the
doesn't
same
work.
spot. Anyway, so think of what your play is. Think of 3 things that you could do each week to incorporate play. But remember, you don't have to do all of these things every day, but you have to do one of these things
But it's
every day.
important to do this, everyone, because this is going to allow you to feel you even more. This makes you come alive. It makes you feel life. So play is important.
Let's
So-
call in some people and see what their play is.
All right. Where do you want to go? Sammy. Sammy, play. What kind of play do you do on a regular basis? What are your 3 play points? Play points.
I would say one is with my little sister. Every hour she wants to play, and she's 9. So whether it's playing hide and seek, a board game, whether it's Barbie. So to me, it's after a while, keep hearing play, I'm like, okay, I need to get some work done. So that's more the one-on-one play. Another way I like to play a prank every day. And I can literally imagine if I want to do a prank on Ken, I'll reach out to Sandy, hey, do this, and it'll throw your whole schedule off. So especially being in Chicago, I hit up all my cousins. And then the third one is I just like watching
I think she said watching comedy.
I think she said that too.
Sammy, your internet's in and out.
Oh, my internet. I see that.
Yeah, you said watching comedies?
Yeah, I like watching comedy shows.
Is that?
Yeah, going to comedy shows for sure.
Oh, going to comedy shows. Yeah, there's some great ones in Chicago. There really is.
That's great play.
Yeah, okay, so that's your play. Good job, Sammy. I like it. Sounds like you're always playing.
Yeah.
Will you work a little, please? Okay? Stop
And
playing.
you wouldn't even imagine as well. She's 63, but she
I know,
looks
she looks
fabulous. All
awesome!
this play is keeping her looking so youthful.
Sammy, all right, let's go to, we haven't talked to Angie in a while. Angie!
Oh, it's important to know what Angie does for play out there in where's she,
Yeah,
Zimbabwe?
Zimbabwe.
We have lots of fun.
Yeah, so what kind of play do you do, Angie?
Well, we got to have a sense of humor because you won't make it here. No, we're really sociable people. We love dancing. We love, what did I write down? Oh, I love teasing. I'm always teasing. You got to laugh at yourself.
Oh boy, so you and Ken just will get along so well. He loves teasing.
So yeah, some people think, oh my gosh, I can't believe she's just said that.
So dancing,
yeah.
teasing, what's the third one?
Yeah. Third one would, I love going out for meals. I love going different places for meals. I love tasting different food.
You see that, Angie?
It's back to front. Be a man.
Among men. Rhodesian army.
Yeah.
You gotta hold it up more.
Oh.
Men.
Yeah, it's basically
We got
said,
real
hey,
men.
be a man
got real
among
men in
men.
Zimbabwe.
The Rhodesian army. That's their former country, by the way. Zimbabwe used to be known as Rhodesia.
Yeah. Run all the way upstairs.
I did. I had to show you. I knew where that was.
So also, we have a lot of good weather here, so we do a lot of outside activities, braaiing. I don't know what do you call it there, barbecues.
Yeah, barbecue.
We're
very playful.
Yes, she is
You are very playful. That's also her Italian side too.
I love it. All
Yeah.
right. Thank you, Angie.
Thank you,
Thank
Angie.
you.
Let's go to Elton. He looks like very playful right now. He looks like he wants to answer the play question.
Elton!
Do I?
Do I? Yes.
So I actually love dancing. So I love cooking as well. So as weird as it might sound, I love dancing. I'll put some music on, I'll be cooking, I'll be sipping on some wine. So I love that. And even better when there's friends around, so I'm very sociable. And then I like tickling.
See,
yes,
with the tickling, it's such torture for the person.
But especially if someone's not expecting it,
yes.
like my husband, so like I'll just creep in and behind him he's be working or something, and tickle. So I love that.
He loves you for it. He loves you even more, Elton. Keep on tickling him. Wow. So dancing, tickling, and cooking.
Cooking.
Yeah, love cooking.
Object play.
Object play. Because you're a very good cook.
Thank you.
You are. She's a very good. Elton, thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
So now what we've done is we've defined our words, their words, and how we are playful.
Yes.
How does this help us show up?
Well, it creates a more authentic, happy, dynamic you. So that version of you, that's the you that you want to show up to the world, because people love that. They love people who are happy. They gravitate towards people who have purpose, passion, who are happy, who feel good and whole within themselves. So by knowing how you would define yourself and living into that, going in that with intention, and then living in joy and having time to play, which reduces your stress, makes you healthier, happier, you just are a better, more dynamic person, and it shows in your personal brand.
Got it.
So it's really important to look at your life. How are you living? Are you having fun? Are you playing? If the answer is no, time to make something up.
Yeah, but it's tough when you're in a rut.
You gotta get really creative.
You're not in a good place.
You still have to get creative.
I get it, but getting out of that bad place to a good place is really difficult. It really is. The world seems to be against us right now, right?
So the most important thing when you're in that situation is to reach out to someone that cares about you.
H-E-L-P. It's one of the most important words, and that word unites you with other people. It means I trust you because I can't do it and I need you. Saying help does not make you weak. It makes you strong. So ask for help, because when you ask for help, it means I trust you. Honey, I need help on something. It means I trust you.
Yeah, it's
okay?
True. So, one thing I would like you to talk about, Ken, is a blue zone. We recently watched this documentary. Ken's done a lot of research. He's spoken about this at Metal, about blue zones. And everything that I've discussed today about how you define yourself and about play and being happier and healthier to show up to the world is exactly what they do in
blue zone. So I brought this up actually before we hit record. Many people weren't there yet. I was talking to Elton. In blue zones, it's where people have a tendency to live over 100 years old. Now get it, the average age of people today for women is about 78, for men it's about 76. So to live to be 100, it's incredible. And these are healthy people at 100. They don't find heart disease. They find that they're still sexually active at 100. They are living life to the fullest. They're drinking wine, they're dancing, but there are a few similarities across the entire blue zone environments. Okinawa, Japan, Sardinia, Ikaria, which is in Greece, Yorba Linda, California. And these traits are this. First is diet. They eat more plants than animals, so they're almost at a vegetarian level, but they still have proteins inside there. So fish every once in a while, lamb or whatever. Of course, it's very healthy food. You're cool about, right?
Yeah, not lamb.
Not lamb, but we are going to go to Italy and have some bacon, right? We're going to have some bacon when we go to Italy. Yeah? Yeah, okay. So they eat more plants than animals. Number 2, they exercise every day. Now, not exercising like going to the gym, which I love to do, which she doesn't, which I just realized today. It's more of they're waking up and they're chopping wood. They're walking. They're herding the cattle. We just saw this one guy who's in his 90s and he's jumping all over the place, herding the cattle, his sheep, and acting like a 25-year-old boy. But he's in his 90s. But he's moving his body. He's getting things going. This kind of goes with the play of what Sandy said earlier. Okay, next. They are social. They're talking to one another. Now, if you isolate yourself, you feel depressed, don't you? When you are by yourself. Sandy's been working on this project and she's in her office, doors are closed.
And I come out for play.
You do come out for play. You actually set your clock, I think.
I do.
So she automatically puts play inside her schedule, so it allows her to be more creative. So she makes sure play is ongoing.
But you know, what I do for play in particular in that situation is I've been sitting at my desk for so many hours editing videos and doing stuff. I know I need to move my body. Mm-hmm. I know I need to work out. I don't love to work out. But what is fun for me, which I do love, is to take Ken and to go walk down to the beach, which is not that close. It's about a 4-mile round trip walk.
It's about an 8-kilometer walk, yeah.
I love that. So for me, going on a walk with someone I love and having great conversation and looking at the sunset and
sometimes we don't have conversation. We just kind of appreciate where we're at.
Yeah, that's play. So play doesn't have to be playing with children, tickling people, and doing some board games.
No, tickling does have to be part of it.
It can be whatever you define that gives you pleasure and sort of allows you to relax.
Yeah, tickling's okay. Just keep it in there, okay? So again, plants, being more healthy diet, exercising, friends, and the last and most important, purpose. They're waking up with a purpose every day. And that could be reading stories to kids. That could be helping. Remember that word help again. But purpose living is so important. Imagine waking up and you go, I got nothing to do. This is why people that retire tend to age really fast and die. Their purpose is lost. That's why I asked earlier, can play and work somehow be combined?
If you really, really love what you do. I believe it can, but...
Like my dad loves his job.
Then yes,
he loves it. So he will be doing it till he's in his 90s and his 100s. He would, period. Because if he stops doing his purpose is lost and he's not playful anymore.
That's true.
Okay, so play and work can work together as long as you love what you're doing.
As long as you love what you're doing,
right.
Yes.
Do you love what you're doing?
Right now, what I'm doing?
No, that's the end product. That's like going to school right now. Some people go, I don't want to go to school, but you know you have to go to school to get to where you want. You kind of love what you're doing right now because the product that you're producing,
it's pretty good.
It's really amazing, and you really never knew how to do it before.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
It is pretty incredible, by the way. It really is. I am so excited. You want to go see Confidence Jam. It's over Sandy in Focus, sandyinfocus.com, and take the quiz. Go for it, do that. But play and purpose can be connected then.
Yes.
Again, plants more than animals, exercise, social, and purpose. These are what you've been talking about.
Exactly.
Okay.
It all is connected.
Wait a second. Did we just get people to live to 100 years old? Damn, yeah. Look at that.
I'm shooting for 200.
200? You are going to look good, girl.
I'm going to be so hot at 200.
Oh, my
because,
God.
I'm going to be exercising sometimes.
Yeah, but you won't like it.
I'll make myself like it because I'm just going to go on walks with you.
Do you like when
You'll be, really old.
Do you like when we run? Sandy makes, by the way, her birthday's in 2 weeks, everyone. In 2 weeks, August 16th. It's her birthday. Do you like when we walk then run? Walk then run. Do you hate that too?
I hate that.
Oh my gosh.
I love when we just walk.
How do we? Oh, okay.
I'll do it, but
I know, but I want you to have fun exercising.
You know what I like?
Exercising.
I like getting on our bike, not the outdoors one, the indoor stationary bike. And I like watching my favorite Netflix show while I pedal. Or being on the treadmill and watching my favorite Netflix shows while I walk really fast. I like that.
So you go back to what you said you did too much of, and that's Netflix, and you incorporate something you don't like.
So what I did with Netflix, I love watching Netflix, but now I specifically only watch Netflix when I'm working out.
You know, this reminds me of?
Attached it to something else.
A Mary Poppins song. Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down,
there
right?
There you go. Good play.
Okay, Julie. Julie Andrews over here. But that's it. You find a way to connect them together. Now, is there a way to do that with all the things that we just went through? Is there a spoonful of sugar to make us better as who we are?
Yes, there is a spoonful of sugar.
Uh-huh.
It's pretty much taking those words that we described in the beginning, those words of what you think other people describe as you, building the most amazing sentence to describe yourself, and truly living into that. That is your sugar.
Now, here's the irony. What we just went through is a very, very small segment of one of the classes she's teaching inside her Confidence Jam. She calls them praxis. So a different praxis is a different type of class. Now, this is an ongoing process. So to live in your words is not something that just happens like that. You almost should write them down in your hand and look at them every once in a while and go, oh, I am thoughtful, I'm thoughtful. Just to remind yourself of these wonderful things that you are, because one, people see you as that, so it shouldn't be difficult for you to be what other people see you as. And two, they move you forward in a good way. So I said at the very beginning, how do you enter into life? When you open that door and you walk in, do people see you as those words? You want to be seen as those words, right?
Yeah.
So,
it's about how you show up and you're in service. And being in service is really important. This doesn't mean you're waiting tables. Being in service is you are openly there to help and give back to others. And the key to being in service is you have to take care of yourself first.
okay, and now let me explain why this is important. A little over a year ago, you guys met us, many of you down in South Africa, okay? We were at the amazing event that we did together. And if you remember, Sandy didn't just walk out on stage, she came out and danced on stage. That's how you got to see her for the first time. Now, why is this important? Let me tell you about behind the stage. So she broke her toe.
About a week prior.
She's not healthy, she's feeling sick.
I was so sick. I actually had a horrific bladder infection that I had gotten from not drinking enough water, because I have this thing about water and it has to be done a certain way.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I guess I thought I was drinking enough water, but I wasn't.
Nope.
And then I was up really late for 2 nights working on my talk, but I was so heavily focused, I didn't touch water.
She had
for
a
like
huge headache.
8 hours or
She
something.
had all these things going on, but what she did is, and I have great video of it, she's standing ready to go on stage, and she goes, I have to live in these words that I am. I am playful. I am confident. I will own this. I am these things as people see me. And I'm not exaggerating. The minute I go, and almost like pushed her on stage, she transformed. With all the pain and all these things that are going on, she transformed because she lived in those words she knows that she is.
Now, the moment I got off stage, I was
yeah.
flat out for
You
like
did.
3 hours. I slept.
You
for 3
crashed in there. So those words of what you are those things that could uplift you and transform you when you need it.
And they help you make better decisions.
They do.
So if you're going into something and you need to make a decision, and it's a very important decision, apply those words to yourself and do these words work in this situation. So if you're making a decision to help someone in your family that really needs it, okay, what are my words? If thoughtful is one of them, then maybe you can come to a solution by being more thoughtful. And maybe it isn't that you actually end up helping the person, but maybe because of your thoughtfulness, you can incorporate someone else or find something else to help that person. So use your words to make choices.
So it's Sandy in Focus. You want to go check out what she's doing over there. It's pretty amazing.
And I just saw Sammy said she got her journal.
Yeah, journals are important. It really is. And we really appreciate you making time for us every Thursday to hang out. And I hope that it's worth your time. We love doing this. We love sharing time with you. We wish we could all come together and hug each other and maybe tickle each other. I don't know. That's just something Elton would do, not me. And that's it. Ava, thank you very much for helping out. Sandy, thank you so much.
Thank you, Kenneth.
Sandy in Focus. We, of course, you can follow us on, are you going to start doing more Instagrams?
You know, I will be doing more social media. I'm so heavily focused in Confidence Jam right now because it's that good. Like it's that good.
Yep.
It's really good.
Okay, it is.
I watch my videos again and I'm like, this is so good. It's really good.
All right, and I'm Ken Radio. That's where I am on Instagram. And thank you so much, everyone. And we'll see you all next week. Bye, all.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.